Kmart recently closed its last full-size store in the United States. It was the latest in a series of major retail closures, including Walgreens, CVS, and 7-Eleven outlets. To discuss the economic impact of these closures, we welcome Michael Wiles from ASU's W.P. Carey School of Business. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So these major retailers are closing stores. Kmart, it's adios, but some of these, they're just closing certain branches. What's going on here?
Well, I think it's all a reflection of supply and demand. So there's some locations and some business concepts that are more successful and they're able to maintain their stores and pay their rents. And then there's other business concepts whose maybe time has passed, such as Kmart, where they're just less popular and less able to meet the rent demands that the property owners or others might charge.
So this is somewhat specific to the Kmarts, the Sears, the Big Lots of the world?
I think it's very much specific to certain particular chains and concepts. Certainly Kmart and Sears struggled for a long period of time. There's the litany of other retailers such as Montgomery Ward, if you really want to go back, or Bed Bath & Beyond, that ultimately their business model wasn't attractive for consumers, especially given all the other competitive options that they have out there. And their investors made the decision to shutter their stores and not continue with the business. And then there's other particular chains that are just more challenged, partially because of their own missteps as well, particularly in the case of some of the pharmacy chains.
So if we're talking business model here, what did they do wrong? What's Target and Walmart and these folks, what are they doing right?
Part of it is they just have a value proposition that consumers really enjoy, particularly in our economically challenged climate right now with high inflation. Certainly retailers such as Target and Walmart that emphasize low cost and convenience tend to do well. Or the dollar stores, of course, have exploded in popularity over the last few years. And some of the other retailers that cost position maybe is not quite as low, such as Bed Bath & Beyond, where you could buy a similar assortment at Target or Walmart. It just begs the question, why would you go to Bed Bath & Beyond and pay a higher price for that?
Interesting. Are the stores that are closing, the Kmarts and the Sears, and some of the other 7-Elevens and CVS and Walgreens, not all of them, but some of them are closed. What's happening to those buildings? Is someone moving in? Are they hulks? What's going on?
It seems, particularly for Phoenix, and that's the only market I can talk about, we're lucky to be in a very dynamic location, and for the most part, vacancy rates are lower now than they were pre-pandemic. I think what happened is, while there was a bunch of oversupply of retail space in the mid-2000s, certainly there was a dearth of construction with the Great Recession in 2008, 2009, and also slowed down construction, of course, with the Great Pandemic. And the economy has just kind of grown to fill up. There's been limited new construction of retail space, and the economy has grown to have businesses that want to take the space. The vacancy rate's actually lower now than it was pre-pandemic, and Phoenix retail rates are higher than they've ever been. So there's all sorts of new concepts. Pickleball courts or churches might take over some of the space, or trampoline parks. There's just lots of new innovative businesses that are repurposing the spaces left behind by some of these larger stores.
Okay, and these larger stores have been left behind. And is Amazon just running everything right now?
To an extent, but also it's interesting that while there was a growth in online shopping, certainly during the pandemic, over the last 6 months, it's actually flattened. And there's greater growth within brick and mortar stores and the retail sales than in the online context. I think people just want to get out and enjoy that experience of going to the store and shopping and being able to get exactly what they want, and also not having to deal with the return hassle when they maybe don't purchase exactly what they need. So surprisingly, there's greater growth in bricks and mortar retail store sales right now than there is online.
That's an interesting. Okay, last question here. What does all of this mean for us consumers?
I think it's just you sit back and realize that the market's efficient and there's some product concepts in stores that aren't favored by consumers and they disappear, and that gives the opportunity for new innovative businesses to take their place, and I think overall we're better off.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe one day Amazon will be what we remember Kmart as being. I mean, you never know what's going to happen in the future, do you?
No, and even Amazon sometimes has retail brick and mortar presence, and certainly some online stores like Warby Parker are opening more retail branches because it's a great form of advertising. So it's just a very dynamic space. It's hard to say exactly how it's going to evolve.
Good information, Michael. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.